Welcome into the channel. It's team versus teammates when it comes to the conversation around the Houston Texans quarterback battle. I'm Cody Stoots. Let's talk some Texans, and we're talking about that. 3 clips from 3 of CJ Stroud's teammates will tell us all we need to know about this quarterback battle, this quarterback competition. Because the team's line is, hey, there's a competition, okay? We'll dive into what DeMeco Ryans had to say about that here in just a moment. I would appreciate a subscription down below. Like this video, share it with a friend if you enjoy it as well. www.houfootball.com is where you can catch all of my writing as well. My new website that launched last week. The support has been incredible. Thank you so much to everybody who's already a subscriber. And if you aren't, you get my observations among many other things with my writings at www.houfootball.com. So there's a quarterback competition, and it's not ending anytime soon. DeMeco Ryans, take it away. When asked about the quarterback competition multiple ways earlier this week, here's what the head coach of the Houston Texans had to say.
Quarterbacks will rotate as we did in the spring. Nothing has changed there. We'll see. We'll see. When the time comes for us to declare someone as a starter, we'll do that when it's the right time for us. We'll see. When that time comes, it's going to be the best guy that I feel like is going to lead our team in a proper way, and that ultimately gives us the best opportunity to go out and be successful. We'll see. And in Baltimore, I promise you we'll have a quarterback out there.
DeMeco looking for a spot at the Houston Improv or a local comedy club with some of the funny there at the end. So that's been the team's approach. Hey, this is a quarterback competition. And we all believe, I know I do, that CJ Stroud is going to win this. And I don't believe that right now he is missing out on any super important reps. Now, when the pads come on, when the Miami Dolphins are in town, if they're still doing this quarterback rotation thing to a heavy degree, you might be missing some valuable reps. But it feels like the way that they're putting this offense together at NRG Stadium, the way that Bobby Slowick has come into the building along with quarterback coach Gerard Johnson and started to put this offense together, it really kind of feels like it's already CJ Stroud. They've already put a lot of work in on getting CJ Stroud ready for this. And when you start hearing some of the players talk about this, some players are talking about a CJ Stroud-centric offense already and don't even know about it. And then, of course, some players are making it pretty well known. 3 clips demonstrate that the organization's already putting CJ Stroud in a position to succeed. And this quarterback competition, as real as it is now, won't last long. And certainly, to me, has not yet hindered CJ Stroud in any way. Let's hear from Dalton Schultz when he was asked about the quarterbacks, the offense, and how important it is for these quarterbacks to get into this offense.
Well, Slowick has brought a very quarterback-friendly scheme in. And so I think there's a lot of answers built into a lot of just the scheme stuff that he's got in so far. And a lot of that, is going through progressions, and a lot of that sometimes is the tight end late. And so building that relationship, whether it be, in OTAs, minicamp, throughout the summer, just trying to, again, work on that timing aspect of everything. That's really what it comes down to, is just developing that trust, with all those guys. And I think, we got some strides to go, but I feel like we made a lot of progress, especially from where we started in OTA.
All right, so quarterback friendly. A lot of the answers are built in. Certainly sounds like you wouldn't need a veteran quarterback to run that. In fact, it certainly sounds like you're planning for a rookie to be the quarterback when you're installing and putting together the offense. And another thing that Dalton Schultz talked about there was hey, sometimes it's the tight end late. What have we talked about a bunch on Houston Football, www.houfootball.com, as well as here on the YouTube channel? CJ Stroud holds on to the ball a long time. And I think the phrase I used the other day when writing about it is he's trying to make the best throw and maybe not the quickest throw, or he's trying to make the best play and not the easiest play. And sometimes those things don't coincide, but it's all about going through the progressions, going through the reads, seeing it in practice so that when you do see it in a game, hey, okay, I have that easy route. Let me try to make the best play. I have the safe play. I have the easy play. Let me try to make the best play. So I really like that comment from Dalton Schultz talking about the quarterbacks. Hey, it's quarterback friendly. Well, that's what a rookie would need. Some of the answers are built in. Well, that's what a rookie would need. And sometimes you make that decision late and you hold on to the ball and make the play late. That's what we've seen from C.J. Stroud at Texans training camp so far. How about the other quarterback in this quarterback competition, Davis Mills? Something that Mills said really got me thinking, oh, man, they are making this so easy for C.J. Stroud. Listen to Mills here.
I mean, I like what we're doing here. I've been in different offenses in the past where everything is entirely QB-driven. For instance, my rookie year, I was responsible for coming up to the line, making every single mic point, run and pass game, any adjustments, any audibles. And this year we're trying to kind of take as much of that mental space off the quarterback at the line so we can just go up there and play fast. Obviously, get us out of terrible situations, but really using that post-snap time to just react and play ball.
Now, if you had a veteran a quarterback going into his third year in the NFL that had played a lot of football, had seen a lot of football, you'd probably put a little bit more on his plate, right? Well, instead, Davis Mills just let us in there and said, hey, actually, the quarterback has a little bit less responsibility. And it almost feels like they're easing that position into the offense, because we know ultimately the quarterback's going to be the extension of the coach, and then he has to go out there and make the play. And that's, I'm sure, what Kyle Shanahan wants from his quarterback when he's out on the field. That's what I'm sure Kevin O'Connell, who coached under Sean McVay, wants from Kirk Cousins when he's on the field. Mike McDaniel from whatever quarterback is out each week for the Miami Dolphins. That's what they want on the field. But you got to get the guy comfortable. You got to address that learning curve that exists for a young guy. You're not tailoring to a veteran like Davis Mills. And again, this is not about, oh, I believe there was any chance Davis Mills could win the quarterback competition. This is about making sure that there's not wasted reps with C.J. Stroud early on, because that's the only thing that would bother you about the quarterback competition is if you look back in week 1 against Baltimore, in week 2 against the Indianapolis Colts, and you're like, man, I kind of wish he'd seen that in practice. Kind of wish he'd had a couple of more of those opportunities to make that throw in practice. I don't believe these reps that are going to Davis Mills right now are severely hindering C.J. Stroud's development. Now, I don't know that it's helping him a ton going out there against the second team and making plays, though I would tell you getting C.J. Stroud acclimated to challenges like, being a little bit behind from the talent discrepancy is probably something really good, because Stroud played the majority of his college football career with an intense talent advantage over his opponent. So getting him really used to talent disadvantages, which is something the Texans will face on a week-in, week-out basis, is something that is a really interesting aspect of getting him ready for the NFL as well. But he could do that with the first team against the first team defense, because the first team defense does feel like it's a little bit ahead overall talent-wise than the offense. But again, these reps don't feel like they are taking away from C.J. Stroud just yet. Just yet. If I feel like they're getting to the point where they're losing time or they're hindering C.J. Stroud, I would tell you. But I don't feel like that is the point just yet. And I said team versus teammates. Okay, the team's message is there's a quarterback competition. The teammates, they know there's not really a quarterback competition. They're just sort of playing along unless they say the quiet part out loud, like newly signed to an extension offensive tackle Titus Howard. Listen to Howard talk about C.J. Stroud.
Starts with got to have a foundation. I feel like the O-line and D-line, it starts the team. We the foundation. We went to draft C.J. He was a great quarterback, and for him to take care of the offensive line that he did this offseason, it's a big standard for us. We got to go out there and do what we've been paid to do, is protect him, get him make him the most comfortable quarterback in the NFL this year. So he can go out there and just win us some games.
Make C.J. Stroud the most comfortable quarterback in the NFL so then go out and win some games. Yeah, I agree, Titus Howard. I agree. We talked about Laramie Tunsil on social media basically throwing his support behind C.J. Stroud. You got Titus Howard at the podium saying the offensive line, the heavy investment, the gazillion dollars that they've put on Laramie Tunsil, Shaq Mason, and Titus Howard, the first-round investment in Kenyon Green, the second-round investment in Juice Scruggs. They're there to protect CJ Stroud. Team message, there's a competition. Teammates know, either outwardly like Titus Howard or under the radar like Schultz and Mills, this thing is very much ready for CJ Stroud. So no worry about the competition just yet. And the competition's worry, again, is not about Mills maybe winning it. It's about, is it hindering CJ Stroud? And to this point, I say nay. It does not hinder CJ Stroud to rotate a little bit with Davis Mills. Another aspect of learning is you can learn from other people making mistakes as well. You don't always have to make the mistake yourself. You can learn from other people making the mistake. So that is something that Stroud can take advantage of when Mills is out there with some of those reps and some of those plays that he goes out there and executes or fails to execute. Stroud can certainly learn from that as well. The update on the quarterback competition, the score, the judges' scorecard, if you will. Day 1, 10-9 CJ Stroud. Day 2, 10-9 CJ Stroud. Day 3, 9-9. Neither quarterback looked like he was very much ahead of the other quarterback. The pads are coming on now, though, so the practice intensity will ramp up a little bit here for the Houston Texans. Still looking for that knockout day from CJ Stroud. And as these padded practices show up, it becomes closer and closer to that point where these rotated reps maybe are taking away, but we're not to that point just yet. We are to the finish of this video. I appreciate you watching. If you have watched indeed this long, I am Cody Stoots. You can catch me right here on YouTube. I would appreciate a subscription. I would appreciate a like as well. Share this video with your friends or your acquaintances that are Texans fans as well. www.houfootball.com. www.houfootball.com is the website to catch all my writing. It's sent right to your inbox, to your email each and every time I post it. You get it before social media does when you subscribe to the website. Thank you, everybody. We'll talk Texans again soon.